Hello, dear friends. In this video, we are going to see about the LangChain, working of LangChain, and what are the other similar frameworks available like LangChain. So, in the previous other videos, we saw the important components available in LangChain and how it is useful, and we saw with examples. Hope you have checked it. So, here we are going to see how the LangChain is finally working and what are the other frameworks available like LangChain. So we know that the LangChain is helping us to build a smart application using this LLM. So we know that LLM is going to act like a brain, but for example, in our body, if we have only brain, it won't be that much helpful. To help the brain, we want hand, we want leg, we want mouth, eyes, and everything. So similarly, for LLMs, we need other components also. So the LangChain framework is going to provide all those components, so that we can able to break our input given into small reusable pods. So instead of using LLM alone, LangChain will be connecting this LLM with the other tools like data, memory, model, whatever it may be, and so by which we can able to solve the real world problem. So we also saw what is the chain in this. So chain, it's like a pipeline where we break the full task into small sub tasks like reading a data, translation, summarization, then searching. And then using an LLM, we can able to process it, get the output, and save it in the memory. So this is what the pipeline used in the LangChain. So the chain in the LangChain. So usually it's like we know that it's a step-by-step process. Instead of doing everything as a single step, we are going to divide the whole task into small tasks, something like loading the document. Then when we load the document, we get the data from a PDF, or it may be from a website or from any database, and then we are going to convert those document into the embeddings. So embedding means room numerical representation of the data we read from the particular document. And then we can store it in a vector database or vector library, so that whenever we want to do some searching, we can able to get a meaningful search. So semantic search can be done. And then querying the LLM. So once we get it ready, we can able to ask any question and we can get the answer, so that the output we get will be in a formatted and clean format way, and finally we can store the output. So this is like a chain in a lang chain. So one after the first, load the data, then do the embedding, and then query the LLM. So these are something like a chain. So what are the important other modules in the LangChain? We saw about the model. So it may be using models like GPT, Claude. So whenever we ask any question, so the model will be getting back as the response. So the what kind of support we can expect from this model, which is available inside the LangChain framework, is it could able to answer one by one after other. We can able to do multiple queries together, as that's what the batch request is, and finally we can able to get the good performance. Another module in LangChain is document loader, which help us to get the data from different sources, may be PDF or from a text file or from a web page or from a video or whatever it may be. The next one is document transformer. So it will help us to modify the document, and then we can able to use it. So like what are the operation we can do? Splitting the large text into smaller parts, then finally do the corrections, then combine the document, filter the unwanted content, or translating text. All this thing can be done. Text embedding, already we know that convert the text into numerical format, and then we can able to capture the meaningful data using the semantic search. Finally, the text embedding can be finally stored in the vector stores, so that when we want to do some searching or a kind of similarity searching, we can able to easily get the data from this vector stores. So these are all some of the modules, which is in addition to that we have in the LangChain. We have retriever, so we can able to fetch the most relevant document, and then if we get the most relevant document for the query given, then user will get the better results. The tools we have already discussed in the previous video, so it will allow the agent to interact with the necessary tools. It may be a calculator, it can be a database, or it can be an API. Using API, we can access any other tools. Then the agent, it is so goal oriented, it will think, decide, and act so that we can dynamically get the output. So it will decide which tool to be used, which steps to be performed. Dynamically, it will decide. Finally, the toolkit. So we know that it's a collection of related tools and it will share the common resources like database. And then LangChain also contain memory. So we discussed about various type of memory in the previous video and according to the purpose. So if do you want to record the complete conversation or the last end conversation, we want to take a summary. So based upon the application, we will be choosing the memory. Finally, callback. So monitor what happened inside the chain. So it is like callback, as we know that already in deep learning you might have whenever we run a model we use callback, right? So that we can log the different training accuracies or whatever it may be, like that we can take decisions. So here also callback help us to log, stream the output, debug, and also for the performance monitoring. So all these modules help together for the LangChain to make a most efficient, flexible LLM applications. So now let us compare our LangChain with other frameworks. So LangChain is a Python framework. Similar to LangChain, we have so many other frameworks also available, so which help us to like develop AI applications. So some open source framework also available. So let us see. So this is the popularity of this frameworks are measured using this GitHub stars. So let us go one by one. The most popular frameworks like LangChain. First one is Haystack. It is started from the year 2020. So it is least popular in terms of GitHub stars. Next one is LangChain, started in 2022, but it's so popular, so mostly used. Then the Lambda index is started from 2022, but the less popular than the LangChain. Next, the framework is Super AGI. It's a new framework and also it's moderately adopted by the user. Then AutoGen, it's released by Microsoft, and then it is also nowadays coming up or used by the user. And we know that about this. Now these are some of the two popular other frameworks. Now let us see this the important focus area about each framework. So LangChain means it is good for chaining uses agents to do any actions, so that it is strong in prompt optimization, context aware response, and all these things. It is highly modular and also Python friendly. We already discussed about what is modularity and all. So the best choice for complex kind of application. Next one is Llama Index. We also learn. So it is mainly focused on advanced data retrieval. So it is good at indexing and querying document. So limited scope compared to LangChain. This one. And the Haystack is basically for large scale searching system. It's focused on retrievers and readers. So it's best for the entrepreneur search use case. The next one is Super AGA. So similar to LangChain, it is good for marketplace for tools and agents, but it's less mature. Then AutoGen is focused on multi-agent communications so that it enable automated conversation between LLMs, humans, and tools. So these are some of the other important frameworks, and we learn how to use and when to use. So the LangChain stands out of all these different LLM frameworks because of its flexibility, modular search, and strong support for complex AI work. So hope you have understood about the working of LangChain, its component, and other frameworks which is available like LangChain. Thank you. Thank you for listening. God bless you.